Welcome to a brand new series that probably won't be getting too many videos in it, but here it is. A lot of people might not know, but I play a lot of different gacha games. Most of them I play just on my own that I don't really make videos of or even stream them regularly. And since I will probably pick up Star Rail, I decided it's finally time to make some cuts. The purpose of this series is to basically give the final and or first hurrah to these games that I sunk a lot of time and effort into. I'm gonna do a brief showcase of all the stuff I have accumulated and achieved, and also tell you my honest thoughts about the games. So we're gonna get right into it. Yes, you read the title correct. I actually played Raid. The Raid. And I didn't just play a little bit of it. I spent over 2 years playing this game. Now I won't bother to explain what everything in the game does and means. I'm just gonna start off by showing stuff I have achieved and then tell you what I think about the game as someone who has actually spent a lot of time with the game. So here we are. This is what the game looks like. This is basically your main menu or hub or whatever. And first thing worth highlighting is that you can see I am player level 100. And that is indeed the max level player level you can have in this game. And believe me when I say it takes a long time to hit that level. Probably hundreds of thousands of farming runs. Now the main reason why I'm basically dropping the game, not just because I'm starting Star Rail, is because playing this game is very time consuming. You basically have your usual dailies and whatnot, but then you have like a secondary tab of other dailies basically as well, once you hit a high enough level. And obviously you have weekly and monthly missions as well, etc. But yeah, that's just the missions. Then we have stuff like the Forge Pass, which is basically your BP, right? Where, you know, it's another set of like daily stuff you can do as well. And those are just the missions alone for dailies. You have so many other things to do, like consuming special currency on places, farming different areas. There's like PvP. To keep it short, if you want to do everything there is to do in terms of daily objectives in this game, at this point, after all the stuff they've added, I would say it would take you at least 1 to 2 hours every day. Some gacha games you can complete all your daily activity in like maybe 15 minutes. This game, far cry from that. They have added so much stuff to this game that it really it's a huge time sink. But another reason is that I'm also basically done with the PvE content. My account is in such a good standing that there really isn't that much for me to challenge myself anymore. I've basically beaten everything there is. For instance, well, this is a PvP thing, but this is also worth highlighting. This is my Great Hall. These are basically permanent stat increases for all your different affinities seen here on the left. For all your characters basically in every area of the game. I'm nearly maxed out on the Great Hall as well. I'm just missing the attack column basically for all the affinities. So this alone has taken God knows how many PvP battles to get these medals to max these out. It's a ridiculous grind, needless to say. Second of all, at the bottom here we have the progress missions, and last month I actually have now done every single progress mission. It even says it on the screen right there. The first big milestone is to get Arbiter. You know, she's an amazing support and whatnot. You basically get her after a good amount of stuff. I would say maybe about a year of playtime or less, depending on how active and knowledgeable about the game you are, you can get her. But then it gets way more harder after all the missions and done, and I finally completed all of them, and it gave me Ramantu, who is another just stupidly good unit basically that I've been using as well for the little time I had him after I got him. But yeah, progress missions, all 469 of them, they're done. There's nothing left here for me to do. I guess the real big thing to highlight is all my characters. So I'm just gonna change the view right here, and yeah, you can see that's a lot of characters, right? Let me actually do some quick math first to see how many max level characters I have. So I have 114 level 60 champions in this game. Obviously, most of my maxed ones are legendaries, the highest rarity as they come, but there's also some epics and a few rares as well that I have maxed. And if anyone has ever played this game, you would know just how much this is. It really is a lot. Now, obviously, for some Giga Leviathan accounts and whatnot, they're gonna have way more. But to give you an idea, even getting a single champion to level 60, max ascension, everything, built up with their masteries, which is like a skill tree that you also have to farm, by the way, for every single character, getting their gear up, etc. Just to have one character ready to be like fully built and playable in endgame, I would say it takes like a good few days to a week of playtime at least. And that's already when you have good ways of doing all this farming, by the way. When you're first starting out, it's an insane insane grind to even get one champion to level 60. So to have over 100, way over 100 of them at this point is really a testament of how much time I sunk into them. As you can see, I still have a bunch of other legendaries as well, some dupes and some I haven't even built yet that I would eventually probably build, but as of right now, that's not gonna happen because obviously I'm stopping playing the game. So yeah, this is kind of an insane amount of stuff. I even have a decent chunk of Void legendaries. For those that don't know, the purple affinity or the pink purple affinity is called Void. It's the good old, you know, outside of the triangle of normal affinities. They're usually considered the hardest to get and most rare, you know, champions in the game that usually are the biggest game changers. My most recent one is arguably my best one as well. It's Leorius, who is just an insane kind of, you know, AoE DPS for arena, mostly like PvP. And then I also, as you can see, his stars are all red, which means I got a 6-star soul from him, because for those that don't know, this game has more than one gacha system. You have the usual, where you summon your champions from shards, right? This is just how you get them. But nowadays, there's also the Altar of Souls, which is another gacha system for you to get, like, basically, like, bonus ascensions that grant them new abilities and passives and whatnot, and it's a whole mess. Even, like, it's a miracle and a half that I even have a 6-star legendary soul for someone, and it happens to be on one of my best champions in the account. So that was one lucky thing I suppose I've gotten. As you can see, most other souls I have are just like very low level ones that I have basically bought from the soul shop, from the currency I accumulated. Everything else is like random luck. That's fun, you know. Gotta have more than one gacha in the game. Now let's talk more about achievements. Faction Wars is a place where you basically have factions for all every champ. Once you finish beating all, and they have their own like factions to complete, and them with various difficulty, handicaps and whatnot. You get Lydia, who I just showed as well, and she's another Void legendary. So she's another one that you get from basically completing one PvE area of the game. So I am fully done with this. They will open up the faction for Sylvan Watchers, but I even have everything ready to go for, so when that would have opened, I would be able to fully max out that one as well, because I have a lot of maxed out Sylvan Watcher champions as well. Then there's the Doom Tower. It's another PvE mode that you basically climb. It is on one rotation lasts for like it's just over a month, I think. There's 120 floors in it. There's both normal and hard mode, and I have indeed, oh, you can only do 10 floors a day, by the way. It's kind of silly, but yeah. I have actually fully beaten all 3 different rotations of bosses in all of Doom Tower, both normal and hard as well. So yet another PvE area that I have fully completed in. Then we have the clan bosses. I can't really show this to you right now because I just left my clan. Also, shout out to my clanmates. They were nice people. But it's a thing you can farm every day, that everyone basically fights together, but with their own lineups. You work towards to destroy the HP, and we've always beat the highest difficulty, which is Ultra Nightmare, every single day. And I'm also the top damage contributor as well. So again, another PvE area that I have nothing to do with anymore. The Hydra is a new one, and we only dabbled with hard stuff. Mostly didn't go to Brutal or Nightmare, but I wasn't a huge fan of this game mode anyway. Now, dungeon-wise, I can comfortably farm max difficulty of all the various dungeons that we have. They did add hard modes as well nowadays, that I add 10 more extra ones. I probably could have been able to beat those as well, but I never bothered to make teams for them. I can also farm the full max difficulty of the Iron Twins, which is basically where you get your soul currency, whatnot, for the other gacha. Everything I can farm here is just all if I want to or not. Campaign, everything from normal to nightmare difficulty, it's all fully maxed. I have all the stars in every single difficulty. All the rewards have been cleared. Now let's talk briefly PvP as well. On normal PvP, which is basically you fight your like AI lineups of other people's characters and whatnot here. I guess I can show you a battle here. Like I'm already at gold 5. It's basically the max rank you can have minus the platinum, which is reserved for the top X amount of players every season. I never really go for a plat push or anything like that. I'm just comfortably chilling in my gold 5. So yeah, that's arena for you, I guess. There you go, Leo smacking shit. It's pretty fun, I'm not gonna lie, but again, there's not much for me to do here anymore. I've kind of already, dabbled enough with it and whatnot. Again, here you get your medals for the Great Hall and whatnot. Now, 3v3 I don't like at all. It kind of sucks, but I actually did manage to reach gold here as well. I think a lot of people hate 3v3. It's just basically the same game mode, but you have to have 3 teams. So I have 3 fully built teams on the left, as you can see, and they're pretty effective at what they do, but I just don't like the game mode as a whole. I think PvP in this game kind of sucks anyway, because it mostly caters towards whales. Then there's the brand new live arena, which is literally you fight not AI lineups, you fight the players themselves. I dabble with this a little bit, but I just never really... This is a brand new edition. I don't really care about this game mode either. I could probably push fairly high, but I just don't care about it. Well, again, there's a lot of other stuff I could show and whatnot, but I mostly wanted to show like all my champions and all the big achievements I have gotten in this game. And again, I have played this game pretty much every day for over 2 years now while doing all the dailies and whatnot. So if I had to guess, I've probably sunk way over 1,000 or 2,000 hours playing this game at this point. It's quite easy because most of it is just auto battles. You know, it's usually something I just have on my second monitor, just, you know, going there. So while it does take a lot of time, it's mostly just, you know, AFK time for me. Now, to wrap up, I guess I can really talk honestly about the game. Honestly, as memed on as it gets, the game, because of all the advertisements they do, I have even been sponsored multiple times myself by the game. I think it actually is a fairly fun game. The big problem is that how stingy they are. They don't often give you a lot of free stuff, and they really try to do everything they can to make you spend money. And I guess that's another thing I should talk about as well. Did I ever spend money on this game? Yes, I did. The only thing I ever kept buying was the monthly gem pack, which is basically your premium currency, and it's like your Welkins in Genshin. You get some gems every day. It's like 10 bucks a month. So I did buy that when I was playing this game very actively. I haven't bought it in the last month or anything like that anymore because I knew I was going to drop the game soon. So I did do that, but besides that, I never bought anything else, and I don't think anyone should. The game is insanely expensive. Like, just don't spend money in this game. Maybe the gem pack if that's it, but just don't spend money on it. It's not worth it. It's way too expensive and whatnot. But honestly, again, it's a fairly okay game. I honestly enjoyed my time with it, and again, I really loved my clanmates as well. They were very nice people, and yeah, that's it. That's Raid, I guess, real briefly right there. Again, I definitely didn't cover everything. I just wanted to show off the things I'm, you know, the most happy with and satisfied with. But with this, I guess I can finally say good night to Raid. Now, if I ever get sponsored again, I'm probably gonna, you know, install the game just for that briefly, but I will definitely not play this game anymore regularly on my own time. It's just not gonna happen. This is way too time-consuming and whatnot. I need some more time for myself. Hopefully you enjoyed this weird start to this series that will not be very common. I do have a second thing planned for this series. It's probably going to happen sooner than later, but this was the first one I wanted to get out there so I can now, with good spirits, uninstall the game and just move on with my life and, you know, you'll enjoy the other games I play that are way less time consuming, thank God for that. Yeah, if you enjoyed it, do me a solid and press the thumbs up button, okay? Stay subscribed not to miss out on future with these videos as well, or subscribe if you have not. I post a lot of videos every single week, mostly FGO, but some fun stuff that is not FGO here and there as well. So yeah, enjoy the games you're playing, and if you ever feel stressed out or you feel like any of your games is taking too much time out of your lives, hey, try to drop it, you know? Do what I do here, so you know, maybe you'll be happier afterwards, hopefully. Anyway, take care, and I hope to see you next time. And peace out.